Hello, everyone, and welcome back to BSG Online 4. We are just about to get started with our opening run of The Messenger by Assassin. So I'm not going to hold you guys up any longer. Assassin, take it away.
Alright, welcome everyone to BSG Online 4. I'm AssasinNarga and I'm going to be running the Messenger today for you guys. The category is New Game Plus, not a bounce, 8-bit. I'm going to be trying to explain the run as much as possible. For people who haven't heard of this game before, The Messenger is an action platformer developed by Sabotage Studios. It was released in 2018. It's a really fun game. It's a ninja game with a lot of movement mechanics, focus on movement and stuff like that. So I'll just start the run and I'll try to explain most of it during the run. So are we ready to do a countdown?
Yep, we're ready.
Okay, so the run will start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so we are going to start off in Ninja Village, which is supposed to be like the last hideout for humans in a world taken over by demons, basically. Something dialogue, something, don't worry about it. We don't care about the story that much. Basically, we're a ninja in a ninja village. We've been training our whole life for this because the prophecy says that the demons are going to come back, stuff like that. You know, the normal. It's kind of a stereotypical story. Don't worry about it. So the New Game Plus category means that you have all the upgrades starting at the beginning. And what that does is it makes the run faster, not necessarily easier, but yeah. I will explain what it does in detail later. So right here, the demons have come. They're gonna attack. All of these ninjas who've trained years for fighting the demons are all dead, I guess. I don't know. They just kind of died to the first fireballs. I don't really know what they were doing their whole life. But here's the Western hero. He's going to come and save us from this big guy. We won't see him again, unfortunately, because I'm not going to be running the whole game. But yeah, he's not going to do much. He's just going to leave. But yeah, the Western hero, he's going to give us the scroll, and we are supposed to carry it to the top of a mountain. So yeah, let's do that. So, like I said, this is New Game Plus. So, I'm gonna have all the items that you collect in the linear section of the game, which is stuff like the wingsuit or the rope dart, like the grappling hook that you saw me use. All of the shop upgrades, and I also have all of the optional items in the game called the power seals, which unlocks a special upgrade that you'll see me pick up in a little bit. So, what I'm gonna do is basically try to rope dart my way through the level as much as possible. Because the rope dart is very fast, as you can see, it just zips you forward. It's really good. Makes you much faster. So just gonna try to do that as much as possible along with clean movement. This is a very movement focused game. And I'm gonna go into the shop right here, drop down, go into the shop and pick up this upgrade. So this is the Windmill Shuriken. The Windmill Shuriken is an upgrade that you get for collecting every power seal in the game, which are like the optional collectible items. So right now you saw me throw a couple of shurikens. The shurikens are just normal shuriken that you can throw. They go forward and they do damage. But the Windmill Shuriken, it sticks around like that and lets you do some really cool things. So the main mechanic of this game is called Cloud Step, where if you hit something in the air, you can jump again. And you can do this an infinite amount of times, like just hit something, jump, just chain it together. So that's gonna be instrumental in basically everything I do. So right now I'm gonna go into the water. It's gonna swim a little bit. The music does muffle when you're in the water, so that's pretty cool. And this is an ability that I have called the Underwater Dash. It makes you much faster in the water, but something else the Underwater Dash does is if you leave the water while you are dashing, you will keep your momentum until you hit the ground or until you hit a wall or get hurt or something like that. So I'm going to do that, use that to my advantage to try to execute a very insane trick right here. So let's see if I can get it. Hey, we got it, let's go. So this is a trick called Ultra Seal. What it does is, oh, that was not part of the plan, that's fine. So what that basically does is you yeet out of the water, you go really fast, and you just hit a lot of things on your way. This Cloud Step so that you keep your momentum, and you just soar through the skies, basically just fly through one of the longest rooms in the level. It's a really hard and precise trick, very complex, a lot of moving parts that have to line up. But yeah, we got it. Saves a lot of time, saves like 10 seconds actually. So, gonna be nearing the end of the level, and most of the levels have a boss fight at the end. This one is not gonna give us that much trouble, hopefully, because it is the first boss in the game. So yeah, just gonna rope that over and say hi to the leaf monster. So the leaf monster is the first boss, and what I'm gonna be doing to kill the bosses is using my windmill shuriken, obviously. So do this and okay, so what I just did there was a windmill juggle. What you do is crouch, throw all your windmill, and then jump over them. So the windmill stays around until you catch them. So if you just jump over them or crouch under them, they're gonna stay there, and every time they loop around and hit the boss, it's gonna do damage. So that allows us to deal a lot of damage to the boss very, very fast. And we're gonna move into the Fallen Temple. Very nice level. There's a sunrise and everything. And never mind. We just fell into a pit. It's fine. That was definitely intended. So this is Necro. He's a Forbidden. He is going to repair the bridge above at some point. We won't see him do it, unfortunately. And what I just did there was a teleport. But unfortunately, there's a lot of things to talk about right now, so I'll explain the teleports later. There's going to be a lot of teleports, don't worry about it. So we're going to say hi to our friend here in the purple called Ruxin. So Ruxin doesn't like us being in the catacombs, so he's going to spawn a few enemies for us to kill. Extremely challenging gauntlet that's over in like 2 seconds. Just kill everyone. But yeah, this is the level of crushers. There's a lot of crushers in this level, and if you get crushed, you die instantly, which is not nice at all. So a majority of the level is spent trying to get the best crusher cycle and go through the level as fast as possible, of course. Got the good cycle here. You can get a little bit faster cycle by doing a really... okay, that was a bit scary. By doing a really hard trick that I don't go for. But yeah, I'm just gonna rope that my way through. As you can see, the rope dart is making this much faster than it normally is. I'm gonna try to do a little trick here. It's pretty hard. Get out of this pool of water. Ah, okay. So you can cloud step off of that bat and make it through this room here, but it's extremely precise. But yeah, coming up is another little trick that won't be as obvious until I explain it. Right here in this room, I'm gonna go down here, get this out of the way, and rope that lantern. So what I just did there was a trick called Badoing Plus by the community. I don't know. The names in this tricks, the names of the tricks in this game don't really make a lot of sense. But what I did was I got a cloud step from that kappa. Those are the green guys. And I used the cloud step to rope dart the lantern in the next room. And what that actually did was allow me to stay off the ground. Because what happens if you go on the ground is that Ruxin appears again and he spawns a few enemies for you to kill again. But if you just rope dart that lantern, you completely skip the cutscene. So that's good, that saves a lot of time. I'm gonna be nearing the end of the level and moving on to, as you can guess, the Ruxin fight. Alright, so Ruxin is kind of an RNG heavy fight. When he starts off, he can teleport either to the top or to the bottom. If he teleports to the top, it saves a lot of time, so let's see what it does. Nope, that's low Ruxin, of course. So when Ruxin goes to the bottom, he does a lot of teleporting around. He like moves around like that, teleports. Every time you hit him, he teleports. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, basically you lose a lot of time trying to kill him like that. If he went high, you would just kill him instantly on the top platform because he has a really long attack and doesn't move. But that's alright. Ruxin's a buddy. Most of the time. Okay, so moving on to Bamboo Creek. Gonna do a trick in the first room, but I won't explain it until a little bit later because, of course, I need to sing the Bamboo Boogaloo. Messenger speedrunning anthem. I like Chinese food. Chinese food is good for you. I like to eat Chinese food, and Chinese food is yummy too. If you like me too, you will bring me Chinese food because it is so yummy. Did I mention I like Chinese food? So in the first room, I tried to do a little yeet. You can go yeet through the entire room. Oh, I haven't mentioned that when you use the water to fly out, it's called a yeet, unironically, by the entire community. So yeah, that's something. But you are able to swim in water that's only one tile high and yeet out of it as well. Did a little trick there called Barma Skip. You throw a windmill at that guy. He's gonna teleport and give you a cloud step as well. And then he's gonna teleport behind you, and the windmill also goes behind you and gives you another cloud step. That allows you to just cloud step straight through the roof. Did another yeet there. There you go. Using a trick called the wet afro to swim in the one tile water. And I'm just gonna use this windmill to kind of fly up this room. Don't worry about it. We don't need any of the platforms and the elevators and all of that nonsense. It's in the rest of the room. Just gonna get some cloud steps, about 40 of them. And that fireball's kind of bullying me. I don't like that. That's fine though. Again, use the windmill to get like literally infinite cloud steps. Just fly up the room. Windmill shuriken's really powerful like that. If you use it right, that is. That's gonna be the end of the level. This is like a very serene, calm area, so there is no boss fight in this area. But yeah, the next level is gonna be Howling Grotto. There's not a lot to talk about in Howling Grotto, so if the host has anything to say, you can go for it.
Thank you. Yeah, there's a couple of things I quickly want to mention. First and foremost, we have an upcoming donation incentive for right after this game. So that closes in about 15 to 20 minutes. That is for the art style in Lena's Inception between 8-bit and 32-bit. And then for the game after that, we have the deck name choice in Lost Kingdoms. That'll be in about an hour. I also quickly wanted to mention the one of our partners or one of our sponsors, and I want to quickly thank Veilig Reserveren for offering BSG a ticketing system for our events. Veilig Reserveren is a Dutch ticketing system offering a back-end system for a variety of events. We've been working together with them for quite some time, especially with our on-site events. More time, or do you want to take over again?
If you have anything more to say, you can go for it, yeah.
Yeah, no worries. So, as we mentioned earlier, we are currently raising money for Mind, which is a nationwide organization committed to prevent mental health issues and to support everyone who is dealing with mental health issues themselves or within their family. It's a fantastic charity, and you know, with mental health disorders surpassing about like 10% of the population, there's definitely a big need for charities like Mind supporting people that are dealing with these. They work on both mental health awareness, as only about 55% of governments actually have plans in place for this. And they also they bring more awareness to it, as well as support people dealing with issues like this.
Okay, so we're gonna be nearing the end of the Howling Grotto here. Thank you for the explanation regarding Mind and everything. I hope that you guys are encouraged to donate for it. Really good cause. But yeah, I tried to do a trick back there in one of the rooms. Tried to yeet out of a pool of water and carry it over into the next room, but didn't really make it, unfortunately. What am I doing? Okay. So we're gonna be coming into the boss fight of this area, the Emerald Golem. So the way this fight works is, you see that heart in the middle, that thing's got 8 HP, so you want to hit that 8 times. Then you want to go up to his head because it becomes vulnerable, and hit that. So let's see.
Do let me know when you have time for a quick donation, by the way.
Yep. Okay, there we go. So by going up really quickly and doing a really good windmill, you can one-cycle this guy before he closes his mouth, and you have to go back to the heart. And then this little guy comes up from the bottom, and he kind of just gets annihilated by a windmill. But yeah, while we're moving on to the next level, we do have time for a quick donation.
Alright, we just got a €10 donation from Poetics saying, "It is fantastic to see speedrunners from around the world coming together for great causes. It's awesome seeing AssasinNarga pulling off great ninja moves. Thank you very much, Poetics, for your generous donation. And with that donation, I do believe the 32-bit style for the next game is currently taking the lead.
Nice. Okay. So, moving into collusion march, this is a much more horizontal level than the others. There's not a lot to do in this level, just rope dart as much as possible. There is going to be coming up a very special room, this room right here, which is an obligatory mention, the longest room in the 8-bit section of the game. So I'm going to try to rope dart my way through it as much as possible. And while I do that, I'm going to explain a little concept called turtle boosting. So right here, you'll see me rope dart this turtle and quickly turn around and slash it. So what happens in this game is when you hit an enemy that has more than 1 HP, the game actually slows you down because they wanted it to be a smooth experience hitting enemies, so that you can keep holding right and hitting them. Okay, nice. But yeah, if you actually turn around and slap the turtle, which is what we like to call it, slap the turtle, you can actually get a little boost forward. So that's called turtle boosting. It saves very minimal time, but it's extremely cool. So you gotta do all of that, right? But yeah, right there, I just did another teleport. So let me quickly explain how teleports work. So when you rope dart an enemy, the game like kind of stores it in its memory that you have rope darted this enemy and you have to reach him now and slash him. But if the enemy actually dies before you reach him, the game gets confused and it tries to like locate the enemy where it's gone. And if coincidentally at the same time another enemy also happens to spawn on the opposite end of the screen, the game is like, oh wait, that's the enemy right there. The ninja needs to go and reach him, and that makes the game just teleport you to that enemy, and that saves about 2 seconds or 2.5 seconds every time you get a teleport. Some of the teleports are a little bit weird because if a lantern gets in the way or if a wall gets in the way, it messes up where you end up. Like instead of ending up at the enemy, you'll end up at the wall or at the lantern or something like that. But yeah, that's teleporting. That's very cool. Coming to the end of the Quill Show march here, we're going to be fighting Queen of Quills boss. So this is a very scripted fight. I'm going to be trying to get a 1.5 cycle. So let me see if I can do that. I'm going to go up with her like that, do a lot of damage, knock her off. A very certain amount of damage. Okay, this might be okay. Nice. Okay. So, well, how the fight works is the first cycle that we did, we knocked her off. She fell down, and once you hit her a certain amount of times, she doesn't attack. And the second time you knock her off, what you can do is you've already done so much damage that she's about to go and die. And when she's about to die, the game tells her, "Oh, you have to go into the middle of the screen and kind of get ready to die because when the ninja hits you again, that's going to be the end of the fight." So if you haven't done enough damage, she skips the attack and just goes into the middle and you can kill her. So that's the 1.5 cycle. But going to be moving into the Searing Crags, one of the hardest levels in the game. A very vertical level. The next 3 levels in the game are going to be focused a lot on verticality and climbing. So I'm going to be making a lot of use of my windmill shuriken. And very soon I will also talk about a concept called rope dart climbing. In just a little bit, gonna try to get up here like that. Okay. And as you can see, I'm climbing up this wall really fast. If you played this game, you know that you can't climb up walls that fast. But that happens, I'm doing that using a technique called rope dart climbing. Rope dart being the grappling hook that I'm using everywhere. Oh, that's not good. Okay, that's fine. Let's just go this way. I wanted to go through that shaft there, but that's okay. Ah, one tile, okay. So yeah, what I was talking about is when you rope dart a surface and if you're holding jump at the same time, the game buffers a jump for you. And if you jump and rope dart immediately while still holding jump, the game does a little jump, it rope darts the wall and it gives you another buffered jump instantly. So it's like 2 jumps for the prices of 1. And that lets you actually get up a wall much faster than you're usually able to. Well, that's not nice. Got hit by a firewall. That's fine. Okay. We're gonna make it up here. And we're gonna meet our buddies, Polos and Suzes. So this is one of the harder fights in the 8-bit section. Casually, I mean. Gonna try to juggle my windmill as much as possible. This is also a very scripted fight, which means that it's very, very cycle based and also very RNG heavy. So the first attack we're getting is a boulder, which is good. Allows us to one cycle him very comfortably. What the heck was that? Okay. So the boulder usually goes back and hits him. But it didn't do that this time, that's fine. Hopefully I get a charge from this guy. No, it's gonna be the dreaded people's elbow, where he just does that. Which is, when you're playing this game casually, you're gonna die to that attack a lot. It's really hard to avoid. But yeah, that's gonna be that fight. Okay, so while we move on to the glacial peak, there is time for anything else you want to say?
Yeah, no problem. I quickly want to mention that BSG Annual is the submissions for that are about to close. We're just a few weeks away from that. If you like our events and you would like to participate in one of them yourselves, our big event is coming up, our yearly marathon BSG Annual, normally held in Venray in the Netherlands. This year's edition is a little bit different, as we have not yet decided whether it'll be online or on site. You know, kind of depends on the entire situation with COVID. Because of this, the exact dates aren't exactly confirmed yet, but we'll be looking at the third week of August 2021. It is going to be that week. It's just that the starting day and time might vary just a little bit. If you're interested in running in this yourself, you can actually submit by applying, and during your submission, you can mention whether you'll be available for on-site, online, or for both. So whatever the outcome, you'll be set to run. Submissions close April 2nd. I'll be dropping a link in just a little bit, and of course you can check out our Discord for more information.
Alright, thank you. So, while we move through the glacial peak, again a very, very vertical level. I'm gonna use the windmill shuriken a lot. I tried to do a trick there called the big case skip, where instead of going through the zigzag section on the right, you kinda just use your windmill to get a few cloud steps and go up the left side. But it's a very precise trick, unfortunately couldn't get it. Gonna try to do a little trick here as well. Throw my windmill. Get up here really fast and go into the secret room. Don't worry about it. Definitely intended. Oh. But yeah, that saves a little bit of time rather than going down and up again. And coming up here is another teleport right now. There you go. When can you miss it? Oh. Thank you, windmill. Alright. So we made through the glacial peak, and now we're gonna meet these guys over here. We're supposed to give the scroll to them, so we kinda, I guess, hold the scroll up and it does something magical. And it's gonna spawn something cool. Wait for it. It kinda takes a while. But yeah, this is the Tower of Time. This is going to be the final level, the final gauntlet of the game. Also, one of the hardest levels in the 8-bit section, probably the hardest level. Because the Tower of Time has a lot of hazards. And a new type of hazard, lasers. So, normally in this game, all the enemies do 1 damage, all the spikes do 3 damage, but these guys, lasers, they do 4 damage. So we need to be really careful. Except for, you know, a few parts where you really just want to bash your face into the laser. Ooh, that was kind of close. Which is going to be right now, where I'm just going to climb up here and bash my face against this laser. Nice, okay. So what I did there was bash my face against the laser, take 4 damage. I frame through 2 of the lasers, and then get hit by the projectile of the wizard guy, or the wizard guy. Oh my god, okay. Get hit by that projectile, which does only 1 damage, and I frame through the rest of the lasers. That trick is called Hail Mary. because yeah, it kind of is like that. Gonna get hit by that wisdom again to take only one. Oh my god, what? Well, that was kind of sad. I kind of didn't stick to the wall and got crushed in that little section over there. That's alright. Okay. Get the lasers out of the way. Yeah, you get to see this trick again. With this guy, get hit by him, take only 1 damage, and face through those lasers. That's what that was supposed to look like. I don't even know what happened before. Oh my god, this guy's in the way. Get out. Okay. That's not good. Okay. Gonna bash my face against this laser. That means I only have 1 HP for this pretty hard room coming up. Let's see. Okay, nice. And the double HP drop from the eyeballs. Okay, so there's a 30% chance to get a health drop from the eyeballs. We don't really care because when we go into a checkpoint, we get a health refill. But people who run the new game variant of this run, who don't have all the upgrades, actually really need those health drops to save some time. And we just happen to get both of them. So, new game runners always cry when new game plus runners get double HP. Okay, so we make our way through the rest of this. There's gonna be a little trick coming up over here. After this room can be kind of scary. When you hit this crystal with your windmill shuriken, it can kind of fly around like that and hit a bunch of other things. Sometimes it just hits a crystal that you don't want it to hit and sends you back. We're gonna do a trick here where bash my face against this laser, get hit by this eyeball, and make it through the room without having to use a swing. Get through those blocks. Coming up is gonna be the time waster skip, the new game plus version. This is a room called the time waster room because it just takes a long time to go through, and we just make it through 2 of the boxes rather than going through all of them as intended. So this is going to be the last one. Sorry?
Let me know when you have time for a super short donation.
Yeah, right now would be good.
Okay, we just got 22 euros from Anonymous saying, damn sweet run. Thank you very much, Anonymous.
Thank you very much. So I'm gonna fly over those lasers and come up into the final boss fight. So time is gonna be coming up very soon. As soon as I kill this guy, it's gonna be on the last hit, so I will let you know when it is time. But this is the final boss fight. Arcane Golem. It's like the final test that the 3 sages give you. So let's see how we do. Oh, that's I kind of walked on the air there. Don't worry about that. That just kind of happens, you know. Ninjas can do that stuff. Don't worry. Time's gonna be right. Okay, never mind. Time's not gonna be right now. We're gonna go through this little attack right here. Just gonna chill, listen to the music. Music's very cool. Right now. Okay, that's time.
Well done. That was quite the run to watch for sure. Any final words before we move on to our next game?
Yeah, no, thank you very much for watching, everyone. And this is a really fun game. I would highly recommend it to everyone. This was the 8-bit section of the game, which was only like the first 10 or 20%, I would say. There is a lot of game left after this, because after this section, the game actually converts into 16-bit. And after that, it turns into, well, I won't spoil it for you. But yeah, you get a cool hat right here. You get cool animations, you look cooler. This goes out into a really cool area, which I won't spoil. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the run. Thank you everyone for watching, and I will let you take over to the next run. Enjoy the rest of the marathon, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Assassin, for showcasing the messenger. For everyone in chat right now, be sure to go also head over to Assassin's channel. Go drop a follow on his channel if you liked what you saw here. In the meantime, we're going to go set up our next run, which means we're going to go into a quick intermission. We'll play some ads, and then in a few minutes, we'll be back with, I believe we've got Linkameister coming up with Lena's Inception currently in the lead. I'll mention that real quick. the 32-bit art style. So yeah, stay tuned, and we'll be right back with you guys.